Imagine being without a refrigerator and still keeping your food fresh throughout a sweltering summer. Sounds unachievable, correct? Well, with some ingenious strategies, the Amish have been doing precisely that for ages. Hello, frugal solutions. Today, we're delving into a fascinating subject that could fundamentally alter your perspective on food storage. While most of us depend on contemporary refrigeration to maintain freshness of our food, the Amish have perfected the craft of food preservation without 1 watt of power. Their techniques have endured and provide a window into a way of life that stresses simplicity, sustainability, and economy of resources. You might be asking, why should we give these antiquated techniques any thought nowadays? Well, these methods provide sensible answers to some of the contemporary problems we have given increasing energy costs and environmental concerns top priority. They also provide us a different viewpoint on how historically individuals managed to flourish with less resources. Before we go in, though, I want to share something unique with you. Check out the link in the description if you want further knowledge on other missing superfoods and preservation techniques, and have great interest in these historical approaches. We have a book delving deeply into these age-old techniques and how they could help us now. Learn how these lost skills could enable you to live more frugally, and perhaps introduce you to amazing superfoods withstanding time. Now, we must grasp their way of life if we are to really value the Amish techniques for preserving food freshness. Renowned for their dedication to simplicity, humility, and community, the Amish are a religious sect. Originally from Europe in the late 17th century, they travelled to North America in the 18th and 19th centuries, mostly to settle in rural Pennsylvanian districts. Living without many of the contemporary comforts most of us take for granted, the Amish have developed a culture firmly anchored in custom and self-sufficiency. Their dependence on hand tools, horse-drawn carts, and workmanship reveals their commitment to safeguarding a way of life that respects their legacy. This also relates to how they keep their houses and handle their food, including their creative approaches of food preservation. Preserving food was not a luxury. It was a need before modern refrigeration. Particularly before canning or freezing were common, individuals had to find consistent means to prevent food from deteriorating without modern machines. For rural areas, such as the Amish, where access to fresh food may be restricted, this was especially crucial. Maintaining a consistent food supply was vital for the Amish, who sometimes live in secluded settlements distant from cities. They evolved several innovative methods over time to preserve food fresh and edible all year long, even in very hot or cold climates. These techniques stemmed from a strong awareness of natural processes and resources, not alone from practicality. Though shockingly basic, the fundamental ideas of historical cold storage are really powerful. Let's dissect some fundamental ideas. Temperature control. The Amish knew the value of inherent coolness. To preserve a steady, cold temperature for food storage, they made advantage of their surroundings, including the earth and running water. Their food would remain fresher for longer by avoiding the severe temperature swings that lead to rotting. In food preservation, insulation is absolutely vital. Many classic techniques, like well-sealed storage spaces and sturdy walls, were meant to guard food from extremes in temperature. This helps to provide a constant, chilly surroundings. Another crucial component was control of humidity by adjusting moisture content, often including ventilation systems to assist control humidity and prevent mold and rotting, traditional cold storage methods. The root cellar is among the most recognizable ways the Amish maintain food cool. Root cellars are subterranean storage areas meant to maximize the Earth's inherent insulating capacity. Dairy, fruits, and vegetables are among perishable goods that fit nicely in these chilly, dark, well-ventilated spaces. Usually constructed on the ground or the slope of a hill, a root cellar's subterranean position helps protect it from severe temperature swings, therefore preserving its cooler summer and warmer winter conditions. often built from materials like stone, wood, or earth. The walls and ceiling assist to control the temperature within. Many root cellars also have ventilation systems to regulate humidity, therefore guaranteeing the freshness of the food kept within for several months. The Amish have flourished in an environment without electricity by applying these age-tested methods. Moreover, their ways of living are not only fit for their way of life, they also provide us insightful lessons in sustainability and self-sufficiency that we may employ right now. Therefore, be sure to review our book in the description if you would want to investigate how you may use some of these traditional preservation techniques in your own life. It is loaded with useful advice on how you could integrate these ideas into your daily schedule to live more frugal and sustainably. Let me discuss something amazing: the Amish method of maintaining food fresh without running any energy. They have some creative ideas that could revolutionize our perspective on food preservation. In these ancient methods, ventilation is among the most crucial components. Enough ventilation is essential, as too much moisture could cause mildew and rotting. It keeps the correct humidity levels, therefore stopping food from becoming bad. To keep their food for long term, the Amish have created several techniques to guarantee airflows exactly properly. For food preservation, root cellars, for example, do not only keep food cool, they are also a sustainable, environmentally beneficial, reasonably priced method. These subterranean storage areas produce an optimum cold atmosphere depending on the natural insulation of the earth. Root cellars are a green choice as they do not run on energy. Furthermore, they increase the shelf life of locally cultivated food, so households may enjoy it long after harvest. Still, another amazing method is the ice house. Ice houses were a vital means of storing both ice and perishable food before refrigeration came around. Usually constructed next to lakes or ponds, they allowed winter ice harvesting. To keep the ice frozen for as long as feasible, layers of insulating materials like straw or sawdust packed it. Often constructed with strong walls from materials like brick or stone to preserve the cold, these structures. The ice maintained the inside temperature cool enough to preserve food like meat, dairy, and eggs for months while it melted gradually. One amazing illustration of how the Amish exploited their natural environment to preserve food was ice cottages. Then there is the spring house, another genius approach for food preservation. These little constructions were built over streams or natural springs. The continuous cold water flow maintained the inside temperature cool enough for perishable goods storage, often including shelves or containers buried in the flowing water. Spring homes maintained low temperature and high humidity, perfect for preserving food fresh. For Amish people, historically, these spring houses were essential as they offered a continuous, dependable way of food storage. Often found close to the house or farm, they were easy for daily food storage. The constant spring water flow also maintained the air fresh, therefore lowering the mould or spoiling danger. The idea that something as basic as a natural spring would be so vital for food preservation is astounding. Now, our website provides further tools if you would want to investigate these historical techniques even more. Our book delves further into these age-old methods and how they may be used in contemporary living to provide you workable, environmentally friendly ideas. You will also find amazing superfoods utilised for millennia to increase nutrition and wellness. Many Amish groups still rely on these age-old techniques, even with all the technical developments we have accomplished recently. Even more amazing is how these methods have changed with time to fit the modern environment while keeping their fundamental ideas. For instance, even although root cellars are still a fixture in Amish homes, contemporary models now incorporate improved materials and sophisticated ventilation systems to increase efficiency. While dehumidifiers stop problems like mildew and decay, insulating elements like foam boards and reflecting barriers assist to keep a consistent temperature. Though less popular now, ice homes are still used in some Amish villages. They've also changed. Polyurethane foam is one of the new insulating materials that have greatly enhanced ice retention and efficiency above all others. Some Amish families nowadays actually increase the life of the ice by combining contemporary refrigeration with ice homes, therefore lowering their reliance on electric refrigerators. Though its fundamental form stays the same, spring homes have also experienced certain contemporary adaptations. Certain homes have updated to more effective water management systems to guarantee continuous cold, fresh water supply. They have also made more robust materials to guarantee these old buildings endure for many years to come. Families in certain Amish communities have even discovered means to combine conventional and contemporary customs. For example, they have developed hybrid systems combining tiny solar-powered refrigeration units with root cellars. This lets them use contemporary convenience in addition to the advantages of natural cooling. Ice is also kept in ice houses throughout the winter, which may subsequently be utilised all year round to maintain perishable freshness, therefore lowering their need on power. The Amish are building a more environmentally friendly and effective way of living by combining these age-old techniques with contemporary technologies. Furthermore, even if these developments are remarkable, the basic ideas of these methods have not altered. Still grounded on basic yet efficient natural processes, such insulation, temperature control, and ventilation. They are seeing how relevant these age-old techniques are in the modern world is really inspirational. They inspire us to live more sustainably, lower our environmental impact, and re-establish connection with old ways of life by means of a modest creativity and respect for nature. Make sure to visit our website for additional information if you find inspiration in these approaches and wish to know how you may use any of them in your own life. From traditional food preservation to unearthed superfood discovery, there is plenty to learn and implement. The ideas of thermodynamics, more especially how heat transfers and how we may maintain low temperatures to prevent spoilage, form the foundation of the science underlying these age-old food preservation techniques. Let's examine the science underlying these intriguing methods closer. Root plants. A root cellar's basic idea rests on thermal bulk and insulation. The earth itself naturally insulates, therefore slowing down heat flow. The ground absorbs solar heat throughout the day and releases that heat gradually at night. This natural mechanism keeps the root cellar cold even if the outside temperature swings by, helping to regulate its interior. A root cellar's strong walls insulate it from outside temperature fluctuations, therefore preserving the cold climate. Root cellars give a continuous stable temperature, excellent for preserving vegetables and other perishables because to their natural thermal mass. Ice houses. Using latent heat, an ice house functions. This is the energy needed to melt ice. Ice melts absorbs a lot of heat, which helps to maintain the interior temperature of the ice house low. Ice homes rely mostly on their insulation. By helping to stop heat from entering, materials like straw or sawdust enable the ice to remain frozen for extended lengths of time. Even when the ice starts to melt, this mix of insulating materials and high latent heat of the ice helps produce a chilly environment capable of storing perishable goods for months. Houses for spring. The spring house operates on the consistent cold temperature of flowing spring water. Usually maintaining a constant cold temperature year-round, this water is a great natural coolant for food preservation. The running water cools and freshens the stored goods by helping to pull heat away from them. Furthermore, the water's constant flow helps minimize stagnation, which would otherwise cause the accumulation of heat capable of causing spoiling or mold development. Contrasting conventional and modern approaches. Both sides of these conventional techniques, as compared to contemporary refrigeration, have advantages and disadvantages. In terms of resource utilization, classic techniques such root cellars, ice houses, and spring homes are quite effective. They depend on natural resources, soil, ice, and flowing water, to preserve low temperatures rather than energy. These techniques are affordable as well as sustainable. They are immensely environmentally beneficial as they utilize less energy. Root cellars and ice houses, for instance, rely on passive cooling systems. That is, on the surroundings' ability to control temperature with minimum human involvement. Modern refrigeration systems, on the other hand, are designed for great efficiency but rely on refrigeration cycles and energy to regulate temperature and humidity. Safely keeping a great range of perishable goods depends on exact and consistent control that these systems can provide. Their steady temperature environment helps to extend the life of food by means of preservation. Modern freezers are less sustainable than conventional techniques, though, as they run more energy and need regular maintenance. Traditional preservation techniques provide among their main advantages their low environmental effect. These techniques drastically lower our carbon footprint as they rely not on power. Since energy consumption is far lower, less greenhouse gas emissions from the generation of power result. Modern refrigeration systems, on the other hand, need energy, which drives our dependence on fossil fuels and aggravates world warming. Using natural cooling in root cellars and ice houses is one of the conventional methods that help to preserve energy and advance a more sustainable way of life. Furthermore, conventional approaches make use of easily obtained renewable resources, soil, ice, and water, which not only abound but also demand minimal energy to sustain. Conversely, contemporary refrigeration entails the development and transportation of energy-consuming units, therefore aggravating the environmental load. Apart from their environmental friendliness, conventional preservation techniques can also be better and more tasteful than contemporary refrigeration. Foods kept in spring houses or root cellars keep more of their inherent taste and nutritional value. Often producing food more nutrient-rich and delicious, the chilly conditions within these storage areas assist maintain the taste and texture of fresh fruit. Vegetables preserved in a root cellar, for example, might taste more concentrated than those kept in a contemporary refrigerator. Another important advantage is the absence of synthetic preservatives, as conventional techniques sometimes do not call for the inclusion of chemicals to prolong shelf life. By contrast, many contemporary refrigeration techniques rely on synthetic preservatives to extend food freshness. Ultimately, these age-old techniques of food preservation represent a deeper knowledge of natural processes and a dedication to sustainability rather than just maintaining food cold. For millennia, root cellars, ice houses, and spring homes have been utilised. They nevertheless provide a sensible, energy-efficient substitute for contemporary refrigeration. Although contemporary refrigerators offer more exact control over temperature and humidity, conventional techniques serve as a potent reminder that food may remain fresh without depending on energy. Think about including any of these ideas into your life if you want to lower your carbon footprint, reconnect with nature, and rediscover classic approaches that support sustainability and greater taste. This helps you not only protect the surroundings, but also savour better, more delicious cuisine. Traditional preservation methods such root cellars, ice houses, and spring houses stand out as rather effective and healthy substitutes when it comes to keeping food without depending on power or chemical additions. These techniques increase food shelf life by preserving ideal storage conditions organically, therefore saving preservatives from being used. This method not only aids in food preservation, but also promotes better eating by reducing exposure to synthetic chemicals and additives usually utilized in contemporary food storage. For some nutrients, for instance, steady, chilly surroundings are beneficial. Root cellars help preserve the integrity of vitamins and minerals in vegetables and fruits by their steady temperature and absence of significant swings. Unlike with conventional refrigeration, Where temperature fluctuations can result in nutrient loss, these natural techniques can prevent that problem, therefore guaranteeing that food maintains more of its nutritious worth. Apart from the advantages for health, using traditional techniques of food preservation could result in notable financial savings. Reducing reliance on electric refrigeration helps homes cut their energy consumption. Low-cost, low-maintenance options that don't increase your power consumption are root cellars and spring homes. They let you efficiently store food without paying continuous running costs for a modern refrigerator. Ice homes help to save as well. They lessen the need to buy ice on a regular basis or depend on electricity-powered cooling equipment by storing collected ice and maintaining its cold for long lengths of time. Through encouragement of self-sufficiency and resourcefulness, these conventional techniques support a more sustainable way of living. Any environmentally aware home would benefit much from them as they may be included into sustainable agricultural methods, therefore lowering reliance on fossil fuels and high-energy appliances. Reduced food waste is another advantage of these methods that is sometimes disregarded. These techniques reduce spoiling and stop food from going to waste by increasing produce shelf life. Lower food prices and a more economically stable society follow from this immediately. Using locally grown and conserved food, which enhances their local food systems, communities that employ these traditional methods are frequently more self-dependent. These techniques also support a strong food system. These approaches are more environmentally benign as they help sustainable practices lessen the demand on major energy-intensive agriculture systems. Investigating the advantages of conventional food preservation also helps one to grasp more general sustainable methods. These approaches help us to see our contemporary systems from a more resource-conscious standpoint. They also enable us to re-establish our connection with the knowledge of earlier generations, therefore guiding us over the environmental issues of today. There is considerably more to learn if these age-old techniques captivate you. See our website to learn more about these age-old preservation techniques and peruse our extensive book on missing superfoods. This book provides insightful analysis of how old customs may be adapted to contemporary living, therefore enabling you to live more sustainably and raise the quality of your food. Should you have liked learning about conventional food preservation methods with us, kindly like, comment on, and subscribe to our channel for more useful information and skills. Your contribution enables us to provide better understanding of historical practices, economical ideas, and sustainable living. In the comments below, kindly share your ideas or experiences. Furthermore, let us know what additional subjects you would like future learning about. We appreciate you joining us on this trip through the art of refrigerator-free food preservation. Stay inquisitive, keep investigating, and keep in mind that the answers of the past might just be the key to a more sustainable and better future till next time.